Hey folks, welcome to Bfly Bricks. In today's video, this is my mock of Bfly from Rogue One, part of Blue Squadron led by Antok Merrick. And I'll be honest, when the movie came out, I was surprised LEGO didn't release a version of this alongside the blue and white U-Wing. I have, of course, used a bunch of reference material, mostly from models and digital assets, as the actual movie stills of the ship aren't even that clear. And a big objective of mine, as always, was accuracy and getting that nose shape right. And my nose design is totally unique, and I'll show its construction later on so you can maybe copy a version of it. And you might have already spotted the stickered Bfly pieces. Yes, they did come from a U-Wing, as I had already taken this apart to make it into the Partisan version. So I reused those parts and the white engine pieces with the blue stickers on them too. But this mock actually started life as the Blue Resistance T-70. I used its Technic frame, part of the wings, nose and guns, but the key to this mock is actually Luke's 2018 version, which to me had the best solution for R2, and I like its engine design too, and this mechanism for the wings is far superior to the Resistance one. So I've gone for a blue and white rather than grey colour scheme, using the wing mechanism from that 2018 version, but I've added underneath storage, landing struts front and back, and new for me, I actually made a stand out of Technic, and I don't like Technic, but it looks cool for display, it's sturdy and it holds it at a great angle. But truly my favourite aspect of this mock is the nose design. It took me ages to get this right, and I really wanted to get the proper angles and curvature, and the cockpit, it does use that standard canopy, but I made it more roomy and I added more details. I've made a sort of generic Bfly pilot, and you can see inside it has a nice tan interior, a sloped backrest, targeting computers and consoles, and right behind here is his trusty droid, which is easy to get in and out. I made custom engines with two Technic pins inside, which look way more accurate, especially that bulbous curved dome bit at the front of each part. That's spot on. I've used a mixture of cylindrical parts, and I've miscoloured some parts of the engines to give it that used, repaired look. The guns are super simple, and I've kept them cylindrical as the real version is, so there's no flick fire, square looking missile things, and you know the kids don't really use those anyway, they just make noises. But it looks great, easy to make too, with Technic gears at each end. To fit in the blue 5 panel, I had to rejig the wings a bit, and I tiled the surface as best I could with a blue tile. Those blue U-Wing engines really complete the look. But you could just use plain white ones if you only had those. It's a bit wobbly when I turn it here, so excuse the camera shake, but here's a decent view of the underside. The stand just attaches with studs underneath on that grey 2x4 plate, and it's strong enough even with all that extra weight on the nose. It's all about getting the angle right so that it doesn't tip forward. Now the landing gear is a simple hinged part, it's the perfect height, and now when I snap the wing shut, you'll see. Man, I really love that mechanism, it's so smooth. I know it leaves this open section on top, but you know, it's a small sacrifice for a really excellent play feature. To do the mock, I did have to buy two of these 3-point Technic pieces that open up the wing, but they were at £1 each on eBay, so happy days, and that was the only part I had to buy for this mock, as I had those blue bands left over from the Resistance one. Now, I saw this incredible X-Wing mock at a brick convention recently, and it's stunning, but I asked the guy how he made the nose, and he was surprised as well, as it wasn't even his original design, it was a rebrickable design. I don't know the name of the designer, and it uses flex hose inside to clip parts onto and make it pull together and essentially bend the nose into itself. It's very clever, but it's not a strong connection at all. and it doesn't really follow conventional build techniques. And I'm not criticising the builder, but for most people it's not something that can easily be replicated, as it uses flex tube, and they also cut the tube to make it fit, so it's hard to figure out the lengths and all that kind of stuff. So I've gone for a more sturdy design with stud connections. And it also doesn't just boggle my mind trying to figure it out, and that's why I've done it that way. The sides use curved modified plates to give it an overlap underneath. There's plates on hinges which finish off the cockpit fuselage, and I made sure to include the odd bit of light yellow to get those markings correct. Up front I used an 8 stud modified white plate with a single blue tile, which of course is synonymous with Blue Squadron and runs down the whole fuselage, and for the angled sides it's a simple narrow wing piece which is tiled, and it connects with one of those modified 1x1 pieces with a hole. That simply clips onto an antenna, same on each side, and they fold in a bit. Then you just attach a plate fixed at the bottom on one of those double jumper plates, and of course the plate is tiled as well. And you know, Luke's 2018 nose was pretty decent, but it's just too flat on the top, and they really need to make a better version. Until then, I'm pretty satisfied with my version to kind of get that sloped look. And my MOC is really sturdy, the wing mechanism is smooth, you can hold it safely at the rear and around the cockpit, and it balances its weight. I can tip it upside down and nothing falls apart. My kids have swooshed this about and done battle against the Empire. And it comes out pretty much unscathed. Occasionally an engine falls off. Underneath, I didn't use the same parts as on top, but I was able to use those dark grey slopes from the T-70, and they look great. There's also that famous profile on the underside with that storage hatch, which can fit a blaster or two. It's 2 studs wide, so it's not very big. Oh, and to land the X-Wing, it's a simple procedure. Flip these skids down from the engines, and the front one, which is concealed in the nose, pops down and it sits perfectly flat. Here, alongside my black and white Partisan version, you can now see the difference actually in engine and gun designs, and I'll have to update the Partisan one soon. Still looks cool though. But the new gun design is far better, and it's dead simple, and having it on a display stand, it really is awesome. I love the way it looks. Thank you so much for making it this far. I don't do instructions, but happy to answer questions in the comments if you are building something similar. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, folks. Bye!